Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be doing a prop comparison of Spirit Halloween's Possessed Pumpkin versus Spirit Halloween's Crouchy. Alright, so if you're new to the series, I either just compare props that are very similar in looks, or I compare reskins or remakes. These guys fall into that reskin category. They both have the same exact armature and movement, just different characters. So we're going to go through our list of all of the different categories. We're going to compare these two, and then at the end, we'll do demos of both. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so our first category is detail. We'll start over here on the left with Possessed Pumpkin. Possessed Pumpkin is super detailed. His clothing overall looks really good. I love that they added all the straw coming out of the neck, hands, and feet. He doesn't have feet or shoes, so that kind of falls into detail. Nothing down there, but other than that, the hands are the same. Painted really well, though. I actually really like his paint job on the hands. His head also looks really good too. They did a great job there. His eyes are great. Those eyes are super detailed, as you can see up close. They look awesome. But overall, his detail's actually really good. Over here with Crouchy, I'd say his clothing has a bit less detail, just the overall black. It doesn't have all the stringy bits or anything like that, but it does have more color. It's got that red, and I'm really happy they stuck with a darker tone. It gives him a much creepier look. With the face, his face detail is amazing. It is also a bit more simple than Possessed Pumpkin. As you can see, he's got more shading on there, but this definitely worked. His teeth look incredible, look super pro, and his face just overall looks really scary, and it's huge. And it's foam latex, as you can see. So that's pretty awesome. Looking at, the shoes, he doesn't have any, so Crouchy would definitely win in that category for the detail on the shoes. But other than that, hands are basically the exact same. The amount of detail painted onto these is probably a bit better because Crouchy is kind of just a splatter of blood. But overall, they are actually pretty similar for detail. I would say Possessed Pumpkin has a bit more detail than Crouchy, though. All right, so our next category here is similarities. And I kind of already mentioned this in the beginning, but they are reskins of each other. So the main similarity between these two is the fact that they both share the same exact build and mechanism, which means same movement, same stance, everything is similar there inside. But outside, there's really not too many similarities at all. Our next category is differences, so there's definitely a lot more of those. But other than the inside, these guys are pretty different. The main similarity being the mechanism. Okay, so next category here is differences. So the main one being characters. This is a pumpkin. You'd fit him in a pumpkin or farm type theme. Basically anything. He is just a pumpkin character. He's kind of just a Halloween character. You can fit it basically anywhere. While Crouchy would have to stay in a circus or clown section. So that's kind of the main difference just looking at him. Some smaller, minor differences here. The shoes. Crouchy has shoes. Possessed Pumpkin does not have shoes or feet. So that's kind of just a minor one. But other than that, it's basically just the detail there. The detail is different, but I'm glad both of them have the detail that they have. I think Possessed Pumpkin being more detailed with the shading definitely looks good, while Crouchy with the more simple colors makes him look a lot scarier. I'm glad he's not a super colorful clown because I think that would kind of ruin the point of him. He's just huge and monstrous, and he's got the overall darker color scheme, which I think fits him very well. Okay, so now we're going to do pros and cons of each character separately, and then we're going to do pros and cons of both together. So, Possessed Pumpkin right here. One main one that's a pro would be he does not bend very easily. Now, it is pretty early to tell if that's accurate or not, but first year, Crouchy started bending. Right now, I haven't seen any Possessed Pumpkins start bending, and I think they have improved some stuff with the legs. Either it's down here or by the knees. Something is doing better. It also could just be the fact that he has a blow-molded head, while Crouchy has the heavy foam latex head. But other than that pro, I would say some cons for this guy. One is just a personal con. I don't like LEDs in eyes. I think Crouchy looks a lot scarier with the dark eyes like that, no LEDs. Possessed Pumpkin does have red LEDs. Mine are actually broken. The wire was severed, but I don't really mind because I wouldn't be using them anyways. You can unplug them though, which is really nice. So if you don't want those red LEDs, you can just unplug that. I also think his eyes are so detailed that I'd much rather see those really detailed eyes than just see bright glowing red at night. Another one that is kind of just a personal one, depends on the person, is a lot of people think his voice is pretty bad. I would actually kind of disagree with that. I have grown to like his voice and phrasing a lot. I think they're pretty memorable, and I don't think they sound too bad. But I do still like Crouchy's laugh a bit better. But I don't think they're too bad. That's kind of just a preference depending on the person. So pros and cons over here of Crouchy. So one pro is the face. I think they did a perfect job on the face. I'm so glad there's no LEDs, no exaggerated features or anything. The bloody mouth is great. He looks really professional, and I do actually like that it is the foam latex. And it's pretty hard foam as well. It's not something that's going to rip or anything like that very easily. So that's really good. I like that a lot. Another thing that's a pro is just overall, I really love that costume. It looks great. I'm so happy they stuck with that darker color scheme. So some cons about this guy: the leaning. It happens with so many of them, and it may just be because of this head being so heavy, but it really does lean after over just a few years, and even the first year there was some leaning, mine included. Mine did actually have to be re-welded. I've heard of a lot of people that had to do that. At the base, it did snap. There's a lot of weight on that one joint down there, so you do have to be pretty careful with that. Keeping them out in wind, stuff like that, will definitely cause it to bend. There's actually a clip somewhere of one literally falling apart in the wind, and it does make sense with his overall scale, but you may want to use tethers or something like that if you are using it outside. But overall, this guy's pros definitely outweigh the cons. He looks incredible. He's definitely one of my favorite spirit clowns. So pros and cons of both together. The overall scale of these guys definitely beats out most of Spirit's items. They are 7 feet tall, both of them. Crouchy is a bit taller, it seems, usually. Mine is actually bending, so usually it would even be a few inches taller than this. So I would say Crouchy is definitely taller than Possessed Pumpkin. But overall, these guys are both around 7 feet, even while crouching, which gives the appearance of this character, it just looks amazing. They look huge. And overall, I do like how buffed out their features are. My legs of my Crouchy need to be adjusted a bit, but other than that, as you can see, the arms are huge. They gave them extra cloth to look huge. The hands are giant. The legs are huge as well. Overall, these things are just at an awesome scale. Especially for being crouched down. It makes the character appear much larger. I also really like their movement. I'm glad it wasn't just a head turn or it wasn't just a body turn. I think both of those would make them look a lot more robotic. The whole body turn and head turn thing going opposite directions makes them look really lifelike, and I do like how creepily slow they are. It looks like they are pretty evil characters. One other pro, which you may not be able to tell later on video, is their audio is super loud. And very high quality as well. They are made by Party Time, and they definitely did a good job on that because both speakers are great. Okay, so now it is the time everyone's been waiting for. Let's demo each, and then we'll demo both at the same time. All right, we'll start with Possessed Pumpkin.
I need a skeleton or two from my haunted house. Yours looks just about right. Tonight's the night for fright! You little monsters have been carving up my friends for years. Now it's my turn to make a jack-o'-lantern from your head. Oh, you'll make excellent fertilizer for next year's crop.
And now we're going to move over to Crouchy. now we're going to demo both at the same time.
I need a skeleton or two for my haunted house. Yours looks just about right. Tonight's the night for fright.
All right, so there they were, Possessed Pumpkin and Crouchy. So overall, in my opinion, I would say Crouchy is better. Overall, I think he is much scarier and more professional looking, although I love both of them. Possessed Pumpkin is also another one of my favorites from Spirit. Definitely one of my favorite pumpkin animatronics of all time. But these guys are awesome. Both of them are great choices. They're both overall just such an awesome character to have in Haunt. They definitely stand out because of their huge scale. But if you can find either of them, I would definitely recommend them. Overall, Possessed Pumpkin's quality seems to be a bit better, but Crouchy, overall, other than those welds, is pretty good as well. I love that foam latex head, and his detail is great. So there they are, Possessed Pumpkin and Crouchy. Let me know in the comments which ones you guys like better, and also let me know if you want me to continue the prop comparison videos. But yeah, there they were. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.